Hello everybody, Kelly Kleiman, dealershipnews.com, and we are back at the N.A.D.A. It's 2020. Hello everybody. AutoSoftGO. You know him as AutoSoft CRM. There's been a rebranding. I've got Mr. George Sens and Mr. Sean Hill with me. We're going to talk about that. What was the genesis of this change?
I think part of the genesis, really the entire genesis of the change is that we've continued a philosophy that we started when we were founded in the late 80s. The philosophy was we wanted to help our dealer partners. What we did in the late 80s is come out with a solution that was the first PC-based solution to actually run a dealership. What's happened then over time is that technology hasn't necessarily improved, and it certainly has not improved to the point where it's evolving with the buyer experience. So where the rebrand came with us is that we watched some of the legacy companies that are out there right now simply aren't addressing the problems, the needs of our customers, certainly aren't evolving with today's demands, both with customer experience and the employee experience. So really the genesis for us was, it really is simple on two parts. The first one was we had to evolve as a company, or we run the risk of actually becoming stagnant. The second thing we realized is that if we did this right, there's one heck of an opportunity for us to be able to provide truly a unique solution in this industry. So what we decided was, rather than building a DMS, rather than building a CRM, we were going to do something that hasn't been done before, which is, if you could do it right and run your dealership, would you build separate solutions? Would you build a front end and a back end? No, you'd build a single solution that encompassed the front end, the back end, and everything in between. That's what we've done. And so this is actually, we're seeing AutoSoftGO, and we say really a rebrand. It is the first true end-to-end platform in the auto industry. Not only is it the first true end-to-end platform in the auto industry, it's the first true platform that is any device, anytime, any place. You get the same experience whether you're on a phone, whether you're on a tablet, whether you're on a PC. So for us, it really is, how do we help our dealership partners? How do we help them grow their business? How do we help them evolve with today's marketplace? I believe that's AutoSoftGO.
How's it been received by current customers and future customers? How's the show been going for you in general?
Yeah, I think the feedback that we've gotten so far from our current customers is we're ecstatic about it, right? They love the way it looks. They love the way that it's a single platform for all of their functionalities that they need. And customers who, potential prospects, are excited about it as well. It meets that same need. It's not a CRM that has to communicate with a DMS, that has to communicate with a data mining tool. Everything is all one customer record, all one workflow.
Yeah, how do you let's forecast a little bit for the rest of this year and on into the decade. How do you see this affecting your procurement of customers, so to speak?
We're going to revisit what we actually projected, simply from the standpoint that we went with, because we put a new philosophy on how we're actually testing our software, and we're holding the pretty stringent in the process. We're actually slow rolling how we're bringing people on board. It's going to be existing customers and then a general release to the public for new customers. Where we're going to have to reforecast is that we had a big wave of new customers or prospective customers come through that we weren't anticipating really to the extent. And what else we didn't anticipate was the fact that we had a number of them come in and said, I'll sign right now.
Yeah.
We thought it would be good. It validated everything we were thinking. Part of our challenge is it's actually gone better than what we thought. Yes, what we were. So it's one of those scenarios where it's like you plan for the worst, hope for the best. In this case, when you say you hope for the best, you don't ever really plan for it because it's like, that's the best case. For us now, we got to go back and go, okay, now we actually have to start to plan for the best, because it's feedback we got here, not only what the feedback, but who it was coming from. Was a very pleasant surprise for us. So we're actually going to revisit how we're forecasting. We're going to revisit how we're going to release it to the really for general consumption right now for our prospective customers.
So how quickly can you accommodate people who are obviously going to jump on board? What's the onboarding process? How much time does it take? Has it all been thoroughly vetted? Suddenly, if you have a big rush of potential clients, it could be a little bit of a strain, correct?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I think for us, for the onboarding, we made the business decision to if you will, reward loyalty. Our current customers, our average customer right now, from a loyalty perspective, is pretty unique in software. I want to say it's 10 and a half, 11 years.
Yeah.
Our average customer's with us right now. They've stuck through us, thick and thin. This is coming out. We made the business decision that those are the first folks we're going to migrate over to the new platform.
Sure, makes sense.
That's going to take the better part of this year and then some for what we start to bring those over. So it's going to allow us to work on some of the wrinkles we're going to have, because as we're planning this, some of the prospective customers we're going to bring on board are much larger, whether it's a single point store, multi-point stores we're bringing on. One of the things we wanted to do within our product is to make sure that as we bring this over, there's a lot of data coming over. We wanted to bring all of that data over and have a place we could store it, so at the same time they can still search that data as if they were in their former vendor solution. That's done. So now what we're working at is going to be the process, the timelines, everything else for these larger ones, because for us right now, we can bring folks on as little as, I think it's less than 90 days from the time they sign to the time they're live. For some of these bigger folks that we were meeting with, they're going to be prospective customers, and it's 90 days, they'd laugh at us, and we would laugh at us on that perspective. You're going to be looking at 8, 9, 10 months where we're bringing that data over. We're going to aggregate data from multiple sources. We're going to cleanse that data. We're going to normalize it. We're going to get you trained. We're going to have everything tested. So when it comes time for you to formally flip the switch and move over to us, we've done this well ahead. All of this has been done well in advance of you actually going live with us.
Systematic and efficient. AutoSoft has been around for 35 years. They're not going anywhere except maybe in this direction. That's north. I want to wish you guys all the luck in the world. It sounds like you got a great thing going on. I'm just really glad that I got to meet you and stop by and see what was happening and rock on in 2020.
Likewise, we appreciate
George
it.
Sands.
Thank you.
Sean Hill, pleasure.
Thank you.
Kelly, dealershipnews.com at N.A.D.A. Show. Thanks.